Hello, I'm Fran Osseo-Asare of BETUMI, the African Culinary Network. This week I'm in Rio, where I had the fabulous opportunity to attend the third annual Concurso de Tapiocas, a cooking contest with 8, 10, and 11-year-old finalists competing to create and cook the best stuffed tapioca pancake. This video shares their story. It's about a dream, a school in Rio, its students, and 2 chefs with a passion for their native manioc. This particular dream began 5 years ago when Teresa Corsão, chef and restaurateur, attended a food festival in Pernambuco where chefs from all over Brazil came to prepare dishes from local ingredients and sub-products of manioc. She realized how little she actually knew about the history of this important Brazilian food. So when she returned to Rio, she was determined to do something about manioc and with children. Thus, Projeto Mandioca was born. With the help of her colleague Margarita Nogueira, they developed and began conducting creative workshops about manioc in schools, and in particular one public school in Rio de Janeiro, whose principals shared their vision. Manioc, which is called cassava in Africa, is indigenous to Brazil and has been a mainstay of foodways and national identity here for centuries, long before the Portuguese arrived. Their workshops made food history come alive, giving the children interactive, hands-on experiences using drama, stories, informal classes, and cooking to elevate the ubiquitous but humble mandioca to its rightful place of respect and honor. Manioc, invisible like air, but just as necessary to sustain life in Brazil, became visible. The project began without fanfare or a budget, nurtured by Teresa and Margarita's commitment, and soon community members were drawn to their cause. For several years, Teresa and Margarita have returned to the school, Agostinho Neto. Beginning in April this year, they made twice monthly trips there. First, to meet with a class and teach them about how goma, which is the form of cassava used to make the tapioca pancake, is prepared, and then again to involve them in learning about the history, folklore, and music connected with this important crop and food. The next month they moved on to the next class until they worked with all 6 classes, which is some 150 children. Well, I arrived in Rio last week, just in time in December for the exciting culminating event at the end of the year, a cooking contest. And in November, the children were invited to develop and submit original recipes for a filling for the tapioca pancakes, and 63 entries were submitted. Then Teresa, Margarita, and a third judge individually evaluated each entry and met together to select the 8 finalists who would cook their recipe and compete for 3rd, 2nd, or the coveted first place honor. The school was notified, and parents and classmates were invited to the competition. A 5-person jury panel was selected, composed of chefs and people related to gastronomy and education. And now I'd like to turn to one of the organizers, Margarita Nogueira, and let her tell you a little bit more about the contest.
Thank you, Fran. The school, Agostinho Neto, is in the Humaitá neighborhood, nested among 3 favelas in Rio. Its principal, Lídia Dias Leite, is very open to partnership to enrich her students' educational experiences. Many of our finalists come from families without the financial resources to buy the selected ingredients, such as brie, salted codfish, and kiwi. The finalists themselves have never tasted some of them before the day of the contest. They just imagine what might be interesting to try. One boy selected brie because he saw a picture with the combination of brie and apricot jam in a magazine. The boy who included salted codfish as one of his ingredients thought about Christmas since traditionally in Brazil we serve codfish at Christmas time. To save time, we purchase and prepare the students' fillings and bring them to the school, along with the cooking and serving equipment. It surprised at least one of our contestants who expected to see sausage, garlic, and oil on her tray rather than have it already prepared. All of our supporters at the contest donate their time. Partners include Teresa's restaurant O Navegador, as well as Sun Chef Clothing for Chefs and the Slow Food Convivium of Rio de Janeiro. The grand prize is a chef's jacket and hat donated by Cláudia Guerra of Sun Chef, who also serves as one of the judges. Each finalist receives an apron and hat from Sun Chef. The 3 winners each spend a day at the kitchen of one of 3 local restaurants. The contestants compete in 2 groups of 4. Each student must correctly prepare 2 filled pancakes for the jury to taste and score. They are rated on creativity, skill, and flavor. Skill includes flipping the tapioca pancake without breaking it, knowing how thick to make it, when to turn it, when it's ready to remove from the pan, how much filling to put inside, and properly fold it. This year's finalists and the ingredients they selected included Fabrício Rocha with brie cheese and apricot jam was the 3rd place winner. Jamile Oliveira with chicken, cream cheese and corn. Gabriele Souza with yellow cheese, mozzarella, tomato, lettuce, cucumber. Thais Souza with mango and sweet condensed milk. Roger de Souza with kiwi, chocolate sauce, Brazil nuts and mint leaves, who was the 2nd place winner. Bruna Silva with spicy sausage, onion, garlic, and parsley. Raimundo Oliveira with salted codfish, scrambled eggs, and grated cheese, who took the 1st place. And finally, Leonido Santos with guava sweet paste and cheese.
Thank you, Margarita. It was very moving to see the students nervous but excited step forward to compete, guided and encouraged by Teresa and Margarita. They bravely persevered despite the inevitable accidents when flipping their pancakes, especially in front of such a large audience, but all ultimately triumphed. The enthusiasm and excitement in the room was so energizing and inspiring, but especially touching was the sense of inclusion. Choosing and applauding the winners was great, but that wasn't the end of the story, because immediately afterwards, all of the audience, children and adults alike, were encouraged to come forward and try their hands one by one at making the pancakes and filling them with any of the remaining ingredients that they wished. And it struck me at that moment that all the children in the school, finalists and non-finalists alike, themselves moved from invisibility to visibility, from being unrecognized children of the favelas to respected and competent creators and chefs, loved, encouraged, nurtured, and thriving on their new experiences, and the pride in their parents' faces was also extremely moving.